For 4 years, he paid every bill, covered every debt, funded every vacation, and on a quiet Sunday morning, while cleaning the apartment they shared, he opened a drawer and found an engagement ring, one he never bought. Let's call him Marcus, 28 years old, software engineer, the kind of guy who shows up, follows through, and never makes things complicated. Stable, reliable, the type of person most people would consider a catch. The woman he was with, let's call her Leah, 25. No steady income, but always working on something. Always had a plan that never quite materialized. Marcus didn't push on it. He figured she'd find her footing eventually. In the meantime, he covered everything. Rent, utilities, her phone bill, vacations. At one point, he paid off her credit card debt. He told himself it was love. And maybe it was. But love and financial dependency have a way of getting tangled together. And when that happens, it gets very hard to see where one ends and the other begins. Every time Marcus brought up the future, marriage, building something together, Leah had the same answer. "I'm not ready yet." He accepted it. He was patient. Patience is maturity, right? Then something shifted. Not suddenly. That's the thing about this kind of change. It doesn't arrive like a storm. It seeps in, slowly, like a light being dimmed in a room you've lived in so long you stop noticing. Her phone started landing face down on the table. Replies came later, then later still. She was out more, always with friends. Always somewhere, always busy in a way that somehow never included him. The warmth that used to be easy between them started to feel like something she was rationing. Marcus noticed. Of course he noticed. But every time something felt off, he reached for an explanation that made it okay. She's probably stressed. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. We've been together 4 years. Every relationship has rough patches. And that right there is where the real damage was being done. That Sunday, Leah was out. Again. Marcus was home, cleaning. He opened a drawer looking for nothing in particular, and found a small velvet box. He opened it. Inside was a ring he had never seen before. A ring he did not buy. Within days, the full picture came into focus. Leah had been seeing someone else for 6 months, an older man. Wealthy, established, the kind of man who moves through the world like the door is always already open for him. That man had proposed, and Leah had said yes. While she was still with Marcus, when Marcus confronted her, she didn't deny it. She didn't collapse into excuses. She looked at him and said something he'll probably never forget. "You were safe. He was an opportunity." 8 words. 4 years. Now let's slow down, because what happened here goes much deeper than betrayal. The first layer is emotional dependency. Marcus loved Leah, but somewhere along the way, love started mixing with something else. Need. The need for her approval. The need to feel chosen. The need to believe that everything he was giving was building towards something real. And as that need grew, his ability to process warning signs quietly shrank. The brain is capable of seeing danger and choosing comfort at the same time. And when someone is emotionally dependent, comfort almost always wins. The second layer is the power imbalance that nobody talked about. From the outside, Marcus looked like the dominant force in this relationship. He controlled the finances, he provided the stability. But financial power and emotional power are not the same thing. In fact, they often work in opposite directions. The more Marcus invested, the more he had to lose. And the person with the most to lose is always the most vulnerable. Leah, on the other hand, risked nothing. She had comfort on one side and options on the other. She could stay or leave without consequence. That asymmetry existed from the beginning. It just never got named. The third layer is what psychologists sometimes describe as a provider identity trap. At some point, Marcus stopped thinking of himself as a partner and started thinking of himself as someone whose role was to provide, to carry, to absorb. And once that identity sets in, it becomes almost impossible to walk away from. Because walking away doesn't just feel like leaving a relationship. It feels like losing yourself. If I'm not the one who holds everything together, then who am I? That question, even unspoken, keeps people locked in place long after the evidence says they should leave. And the fourth layer explains why high investment partners consistently ignore red flags. There's a well-documented psychological pattern called the sunk cost fallacy. The more you've already invested in something, time, money, emotional energy, the harder it becomes to cut your losses. Not because things are actually getting better, but because leaving means admitting that everything you gave was for nothing. So instead of asking, "Is this good for me?" you start asking, "How do I protect what I've already put in?" Those are very different questions. And the second one will keep you blind for as long as you let it. Marcus saw the phone turning over on the table. He felt the distance growing. He registered the late replies, the canceled plans, the absence that kept expanding. He saw all of it, and he explained every single piece of it away. Because seeing it clearly meant destroying something he had spent 4 years building. Now what about Leah? The easy response is to call her the villain and move on. But that's not actually useful. Leah wanted security, and Marcus provided it. She also wanted status, momentum, a different kind of life. And Marcus, for all his reliability, couldn't offer that in the way she wanted. So she kept one foot in each world. Stability here, ambition there. She used the word safe when she described Marcus, and that word tells you everything. He wasn't her partner in the fullest sense. He was a holding pattern, a place to land while she waited for something else to arrive. This dynamic is more common in modern relationships than most people want to admit. Using one person's emotional and financial investment as a foundation while quietly building an exit. Not out of pure malice, necessarily, but out of a willingness to take without fully accounting for what's being taken. Here's what this whole story actually comes down to. Marcus's mistake wasn't loving her. It was believing that love was something he could earn through sacrifice, that if he just gave enough, covered enough, endured enough, he would eventually become impossible to leave. That's not how it works. Generosity doesn't create loyalty. Reliability doesn't guarantee reciprocity. And if someone has been telling you, "I'm not ready for 4 years," while you fund their entire life, the answer was never about timing. You just kept asking the wrong question.